My name is Sylvester Kiendi. I am the farm manager of Clark Farm, which is where we are at the moment. It's situated in Chenjojo district of western Uganda. Behind me is where we are is the Irish potato, one of the Irish potato blocks, which we had planted in the month of May, and we are harvesting now because it takes 90 days, 120 days to mature. We normally have two varieties that we grow. We have the Marquise, which is good for chips, and the Taurus, which is good for crisps. So in every season, we've been doing this project for the last about 3 years, and we plant twice a year. I mean, during each rain season, we do about 25 to 30 acres of Irish potato. The market for the Irish potato is normally Kampala. We take it to Kampala for the big companies that do crisps, and some in the hotels in the towns nearby for chips. It is a sustainable enterprise, one of the enterprises that is making money. We harvest about 15-20 tons per hectare. So in a year we have about between 150-200 tons of Irish potato. The seed, we normally keep it, we have a cold store where we keep the seed, and it can stay there for up to 8 months, waiting for the next planting season. So normally the seed we get the seeds, the last seeds we got from the Netherlands. They are imported, and they can be planted at least 3 times before they become not good for seed. So we normally plant them 3 times. Now this, what we're harvesting is the last. We cannot plant them again. Now we'll have to ship in some more seed for planting in the next season, which is going to be March. They are all planted the same way, same spacing. We use a tractor, mechanical planting, which there is no separation of this is Marquise, this is Taurus. It's all Irish planting. And then when harvesting, we also have a harvester which unfortunately has broken down. That is why now you see here we are doing it manually. But in normal circumstances, we do use a potato harvester. Well, Irish belongs to the family of Solani, and the biggest challenge with the potatoes is just control of fungi diseases, the blight. So what it needs, preferably a land which is flat, soil that is does not hold water. I mean, it has a good water, and then the weather, of course. The rain is important during the tuber development, and at the same time, that's the time you need to be very, very careful with the fungal infections. We normally have a fungal control program. In the first 7 weeks, those ones you have to be very cautious. Actually, we say the best way to farm potatoes is to make sure you walk the block every day, such that in case you notice an infection, you capture it before it spreads, because they really spread very fast. It can wipe out a block within 2 days. So you have to keep an eye on the diseases. Before planting, we normally, first of all, you have to, what we do a rotation, because you cannot plant potato continuously. You have to skip at least 4 seasons. Well, like now we are harvesting here. We can only plant potato again here after 2 years. So what you do when you're coming to plant, you plow the land, you harrow to the fine texture, because the potato needs to go at least deep. So you have to harrow well, and after plowing, then the fertilizer we apply, we have a special potato fertilizer that we get from a company called Grain Pulse. That is what they have formulated, the potato fertilizer. That is what we apply during planting. We normally rotate with maize mainly, and sometimes beans when we are planting some beans. But the mainly is rotation with maize. Challenges mainly is the weather. I would say the main challenge is the weather. When we do not have enough rainfall during the development of the Irish, sometimes the production can really drop to uneconomical levels. And that is the biggest challenge that we have mainly. The amount of rainfall in millimeters, about 500 millimeters. I'm not exactly sure, but about 500 millimeters during that tuber development stage. That is the most important one. From the beginning up to where the tuber fills in, that is the most important. After that, the last month, it's not necessary so much to get rain. But the first 2 months, it is important that you have enough well-distributed rainfall during that period. We have harvested 25 tons per hectare. It was the first project was with a variety called Panamera. Now Panamera is a high producer, but the market here was not good. That's why we stopped. But that Panamera would produce huge potatoes, about 15 per plant. You will go up to 25 tons per hectare. But unfortunately, the market was not good, so we had to stop. As I said, we've been doing this for the last about 3.5 years.
3.5 years?
Yes, actually it was after the COVID pandemic, that's when we started. So it's about 3 years. Yeah. Well, I will not say the most important, but I would say yes, it is a main ingredient in the menu in Uganda, because there is the Irish, there is the sweet potato, and yams. Those are foods that in Uganda are consumed a lot. So Irish is also an important part of the Ugandan menu. The Irish potato is an intensive crop, so you don't have to do it very large like maize. You see, maize you can do 100 acres, but Irish for 30 acres already is quite an amount of space. Amount of land. So you don't need to do it large. Even in the villages, they just do small plots of maybe a quarter, an acre. And that is for subsistence. As I said, from the 30 acres, we get over 200 tons. That's quite a volume. There are not many, because most of the farms are, as you say, small scale. I think I know of one farm in Masaka. Then there's this one. There's one in Chenjojo. Maybe around this area there are around four farms that do the large-scale production of potatoes. And this was a project that was co-funded by IFPDC, International Fertilizer Development Corporation. It looked for farmers who had the potential to produce seed as well as wear, but mainly seed, to help in distribution, because most of the farmers will use what they harvested over and over and over again, and that reduces the output, the production. So the intention of IPDC was to now get farmers who can produce seed and sell it to the local farmers so that they maintain a good production and a good crop. We have what we call outgrowers projects. Outgrowers meaning the farmers around the farm. We started with the coffee. We already have an outgrowers for coffee, which means that we do buy coffee from the farmers around at a reasonable price. We give them support in terms of technical advice, both on how agronomy and post-harvest handling. Then the next project was now the potato. We wanted to push it out to the farmers also. Depending on how the coffee outgrowers project works, we'll see if we can also include the potatoes. But generally, there are surrounding area, employment, they have benefited from the farm. We've given employment to the surrounding, the village around here. We assist in maybe doing repairing of some of the roads that are around here. So yeah, the farm has benefited the village, the surrounding area. Here we are at the yard as the potato comes from the field. I think you saw there was some sorting going on in the field. That is the primary sorting, whereby the rotten, the cut pieces, potatoes are first selected in the field, bagged separately. Now the good potatoes are brought here. And when they are brought here, they are all mixed sizes. They are in mixed sizes. So what you see behind here is now another sort of grading of the Irish. So we have three grades. We have the large size, which mainly comes from the Marquis variety. We have the medium size, which is the bulk from both varieties and which is what is liked by the commercial buyers. Then we have the seed, the small the small size, which is kept as seed or sold as seed. That is what exactly they are doing. The big size commands the biggest price, and that is mainly for the hotels. It's good for wear, it's good for cooking, it's good for chips, whatever. Then we have the medium size. Now the Taurus commands a bigger price than the Marquis, because the Taurus is for crisps, and crisps have, I think, command a bigger price than the chips. Then of course the seed Seed depends on when you are selling it, because when it is planting time, the seed can command a higher price than all this. When it is not planting time, we sell it. There are people who buy it as wear. So the price again, when it is bought as wear, because of the size, the price reduces. Now, when they are graded, they are put in boxes, the wooden boxes. Reason for the wooden boxes is in the cold store, they have to be stored in boxes that allow air to flow through so that they can cool and stay for long. Once they are put in the cold store, it's like a fridge. So pests don't survive there. We put them on a temperature of 8 degrees centigrade. Why we put it at 8 degrees is so that if you go below that temperature and you keep the potato for long, when it comes out of there and it makes the crisps, the crisps developed a black ring because of too much cold. So when you buy crisps and you find the piece has a black ring, you know the storage was below 8 degrees centigrade. The store is 2 chambers. Each chamber can carry up to 70 tons. So we can store up to 140 tons of Irish. They can stay up to 8 months there. Still good. When you are doing this post-harvest handling, what you are avoiding is to have any damaged potato in the store. Because if you put a potato that is damaged, that is going to be the source of rotting, and it can really mess up your stored potato. So part of the selection here, or the grading, apart from the sizes, they also remove any spoiled potato that might have been missed. You don't want water. So they come from the field, as you saw, they are more or less clean. It's just dust. Then you store them like that until when they are going to be sold.